Well, let's talk now to the French journalist Catherine Guilyardi, who's based in Paris. Welcome to the programme. Good to see you. So there are many horrific things about this case. One of them, perhaps, that this man was able to get away with this for such a long time in a very small town. What does this say, perhaps, about French society?
Oh, well, the fact that he got away with it is that there was no hint that there was something wrong. He was arrested because he was taking photos of women under their skirts in supermarkets. And when the police arrested him, this is when they discovered the horrific archives that he had organized for 10 years of filming his wife being raped by himself and 70 other persons. Only 50 were tried for the last 3 months and a half in France. So this is how it happened. Why there was silence is not so much the question about the fact that but the fact that when it came out, it didn't make much noise in France before the trial opened, and Gisèle Pellicot decided to waive her right to anonymity. I remember this. I think it was a BBC interview with the mayor of Mazan, this little town in the south of France where it all happened, who said, oh, well, you know, nobody died. It doesn't really matter. Sorry?
No, carry on, please, carry on.
Yeah, so he eventually apologized, realizing that it was terrible to say that. And also a lawyer who said, oh, well, you know, there are rape and rape, meaning you have those who have the intention of raping and those who don't have the intention of raping. And really the question, the big question here in France was this debate about the intention of raping. The problem is that the French law doesn't or leaves that open for lawyers and defendants to say, oh, no, you know, I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was a swinger game. This was a manipulative husband. I thought she knew what was happening, etc. So the problem for the victims is hearing those things.
So do you think
again and again?
Sorry to jump in. I mean, this is a case that's really made headlines around the world, isn't it? But do you think anything will actually now change as a result of it?
So the intention of raping is definitely here something that actually could be changed in the law. Today, it's very simple. In France, the penal code says any act of sexual penetration is a rape of any kind or any oral genital act committed on the person by violence, coercion, threat, or surprise. The problem is the lack of definition of threat or surprise, and this is why there was all this debate in the courtroom. So we need something more specific. The other thing that was debated in France is the notion of consent. So is it only French? I don't know. I don't think so. But it is definitely something in France that needed to be discussed. And this trial has not only started the discussion, but made sure that we don't drop it anymore. The fact that the law, it has to be enshrined in the law, the fact that you need an explicit consent in a sexual relationship. Very few countries in the world have put that. And in France, it's only since 2021 that for minors, no adult can avail himself or herself of the sexual consent of someone under 15 and 18 if it's in the case of an incest.
I wonder, though, if it will perhaps change anything at all in society. It's something that Gisèle Pellicot herself called a macho, patriarchal society. Do you think this will be a catalyst for some kind of change?
Yes, she said that at the beginning in September, but it struck me how today she said that she hopes that what she has gone through will create a better relationship between men and women. And I think she was also surprised to have this support of lots of women who applauded her when she came in and out of the court, but also of men, and that the fact she lifted her anonymity has made it easier for the conversation to happen. And let's hope we're going towards that, changing the law and make it easier to have more sexual, consensual relationship in this country as in others, between men and women, between same-sex people as well.
Catherine, great to talk to you. Thank you very much for coming on the programme. That's the French journalist Catherine Guilyardi.